Hello everyone, today is day 46. I need to stop counting as like the 40 numbers because at this point, like it doesn't matter to me how many days it's been since I was diagnosed. What matters to me more is like the road to recovery. So I'm switching from BC, before cancer, or before surgery, BS. That's an appropriate acronym, BS. Before BS, before surgery, and after surgery, AS, I guess. I don't know. So, but today's day 4 after surgery. And even with the nurses and stuff, they're counting things in days post-surgery. So they told me that that days 2 and 3 would be my worst days. Day 1, you're still like, you have the nerve block going, you're not feeling things. So, yeah, there's not really a lot of room for pain and stuff because you're still so medicated. Day 2 is like when your medication starts wearing off. By the end of day 2, like it's all worn off. And then day 3, it's definitely worn off and you're, coming up with a plan of action. But something that people have been asking me is like, okay, now that you have your surgery, like, what does stuff look like? It's not like I just like get up and go about my day. I'm clearly I'm on a leave of absence from work for 6 to 8 weeks because that's what they said it would be for recovery time after. So people that haven't gone through this are asking, well, what do you need that 6 to 8 weeks for? Like, not in a mean way, just inquisitive, like what happens in that post-surgery phase. So I'm here to share that today. But it is day 4, and they told me when I wake up on day 4, I'd feel much better, and I did. I slept okay last night. Woke up a few times just because it was time to take meds. The pain meds, which we kind of tweaked timing of stuff yesterday so that my pain meds are taken proactively and I'm not waiting till when they wear off because it's just not a good scene. So what I want to talk about today is the drains, first of all, and how I'm not going to show them to you. Again, I don't know if I'll ever do that, but I'll explain them to you. And then the visiting nurse came yesterday, which was so helpful. She was so sweet and kind, gave a lot of information, so I want to talk about that too. So the drains, I'll say first of all, anyone that has this surgery done has drains on one on the left, one on the right side. Some people have 2 drains. I have 2 drains, 2 on my left and 2 on my right side. So the way the drains work, I mean, you can see another goal I have for today, my goals. Well, I'll get into my goals more later, but like if I'm noticing I'm wearing the same shirt, this is my pajama shirt, but if I'm wearing the same shirt more than like a couple days in a row, it's time to like get into, Jen needs to like, I can't shower yet, but like clean off, change clothes, try to be as normal as I can, put my contacts in. Another goal for today is to get outside my apartment and walk down the stairs. I'm not in a place to go for a walk yet, but I have 3 sets of stairs, so I'm going to try going down 1, maybe 2, I don't know, and then going back up. I might just go down 1 and then come back up. And then at least like inside the apartment, I can move around and at least I'll have walls to hold on to. So like I woke up this morning and I was actually feeling really good. I wasn't in pain. I got up almost like a normal morning, except that I have these drains. But I was feeling okay. And then I got up and just had like a little mini breakfast. I kind of have to adjust my meals based on medication and what I'm taking when. Like I'm taking 2 antibiotics and I have to make sure I time those out well with like yogurt and things that have probiotics in them so that way they work well together and don't like cancel each other out at all. So I woke up and I had kind of a pre-breakfast, I guess, and took medication. Yesterday, I think I shared that, I know I shared that I was like in sensory overload. I was okay when I first got up this morning and I had my little pre-breakfast stuff, took my medication, then there's an anti-seizure medication to help with like muscle spasms. And that also just kind of relaxes you a little bit. And I felt fine then. And then like all of a sudden, towards the end of me eating my banana, my head just started feeling very cloudy. Almost like someone was like putting like smoke in my ears, to the point that my head was like just full of smoke or clutter or something. And then slowly the sensory stuff started coming back. Not as bad. Like, I mean, I knew this time to, you know, take it easy, get in a comfortable seat. I have my fidget cube that I've been fiddling with. I also have, which I didn't use yesterday, I forgot about, but it's like a river rock, but it's not super smooth. So maybe it's not a river rock, but it's harsh enough that if I like rub it with my fingers, it's enough to give me that kind of sensory input. Like if I could, I'd want to like punch a wall or like destroy something. That's just the sensory feeling I have. And I have no idea what that's about. It's not like I'm angry or whatever. It's just some sensation that my body is going through. I don't know why. So put the rock to the side. But the way the drains work, the function of them is to get rid of excess fluid buildup from surgery. So I'm not going to show them to you because I'm not in that much of an ownership place to do that. And if anything, I feel like the drains obviously are the most physically weird looking thing that are keeping me from like, you know, this is why I need to have like different shirts, because well, let me just explain. So this pink thing here is my bra. It has a Velcro closure. Yesterday when the visiting nurse was here, she said I'm supposed to take pictures of my breasts every day. When the nurses are here, they can do it. But when they're not here, I'm probably going to have I am going to have Barb do it in the beginning, because I haven't looked at myself except from like head down. And that's all I'm like mentally ready to look at right now. She asked me yesterday if I wanted to see the pictures from what I look like head on, but I'm not ready for that. Baby steps. I have plenty of time to look. I'm not ready for that. But the bra has a Velcro closure. There's a Velcro closure by the shoulders, and there's also Velcro closures on the sides. And it's just kind of a stretchy fabric to kind of keep everything compressed. She loosened it a bit yesterday, which I think helped a lot. Like, it's supposed to be tight, but I think it was a little bit too tight, that it was pinching in certain spots. And I think that's part of why I slept better, was because she made some adjustments to the side, so it didn't hurt so much. But even like for me, she had me either open or close the Velcro here. And even that small movement, it's a very emotional thing to do. Because, like, you know, you're opening this post-surgery, and I'm like looking down at these boobs that aren't my old boobs. And the shape of them, like, you can't assume anything about the shape right now, because the doctor was very clear with me. He said, you know, when you go look down when you're done, he's like, that's not what your boobs are going to look like. I'm still like very much post-surgery. So like, you know, they're swollen. You know, I even feel it like way up here where my boob is not that high, but I can feel like this feels like normal skin here. And as soon as I hit like right here, it feels like not normal stuff. And I'm not focusing on what I can and can't feel. A, because I'm not ready to hyper focus on that, and B, I don't want to touch the front of my boobs. Not because I can't, like physically I can and they probably wouldn't hurt, but just in an acceptance way. I'm just not there yet. So yeah, so that's that. And then on the sides, which I'm not going to show you because I'm not ready, and you can, I would honestly say Google it because I'm not going to show you my drains. I'm just not. Maybe I'll feel differently in another week or so, but I don't think I'm ever going to be in a position to want to show that to you. So I would say, you know, you can go and Google what mastectomy drains look like, and you can see. Maybe when they're not attached to me anymore, I could show you because they won't be part of me. But anyway, the way it works is there's like a tube, like a plastic tube or whatever it's made of, like rubbery, whatever. And it's somehow stitched into me, clearly, because the fluid has to come out. And it's taped down on either side of me with like double taped with certain kind of medical tape. And then it runs down the front, I'm sorry, it runs down the side. And then it ends with the drain, which is made out of like the grenade part on the bottom, which is also like a rubbery plastic. It's hard to even share about this. Like, I'm not getting upset about it. It's just like sharing what I'm looking at, because what I'm looking at just looks gross to me. I mean, the tubes, you know, the point is to have all the extra stuff drip out. So for now, it's like, you know, obviously it's red. It's bloody colored. They said that it should be the color of like Kool-Aid, like, you know, red Kool-Aid, which it is. Eventually, I think the goal is that you want there to be like not any more stuff coming out, or maybe it's supposed to be clear. I don't know. But I'm looking at the left side. So I have two drains. The little tube comes out of one side and goes into this like grenade thing. And the grenade thing is like, it's made of like a plasticky, like almost rubbery material. It's squeezable is the point. And like, yeah, right now, I mean, it's almost 9 a.m. And the last time that these were emptied was last night. So one of them hardly has anything in it, and the other one just has a little bit in it. But again, I'm on day 4, so I feel like as time goes on, I have less liquid in it. And then it has like a stopper kind of thing. So you're supposed to drain them 2 or 3 times a day, depending on how much is in it. You can just do it once a day if there's not a lot in it. But as more fluid comes out, for me, you know, I'm carrying around 4 of these. So once there's enough fluid in them, you have that fluid in these plastic things, and the plastic things are attached to me. Like, you know, here's my bra, and then there's 2 like pieces of cloth hanging down, not cloth, like string hanging down with like a circular hook, or not hook, like a circular clasp, and the drains hang onto the clasp. So when I go to empty them, you take them off the clasp. You have the little grenade thing in your hand. You flip open the little valve, and then they give you cups, and then you take the drain and you squeeze it into the cup to get all the stuff out of it. After everything is out, you know, the cup with what you've just poured into, you just put it to the side, because you have to record how much liquid is in there. And I showed you those charts, like before surgery, whatever. I showed you the charts that you record the numbers on, and I have 4 drains, so it's 4 sets of numbers that you have to record. And then, you know, once you put the cup to the side and you have the grenade thing in your hand, you squeeze it. And then put the top and push it back in, and you know, and then you leave it alone and you're all set. The squeezing it is what causes the pressure to like pull the liquid, like kind of suck the liquid from your body through the tube into the grenade. So like you don't want to have the grenade just like regularly open, because you want to have that suction, you know, pulling it. So you squeeze it and then shut it. And then when you're done, it's like, you know, it's just pushed in. So it creates the suction that will bring stuff down. Yeah, so for me, it seems like there's always one drain on one side that doesn't have a lot of liquid in it and one that has most of the liquid in it. I don't know what that means. I don't really care right now to look stuff up, whatever. But like what's bulky is that, you know, they're tubes hanging from the side of your body that are taped on. You know, when you go lay down, like in a seat like this, like I've got to make sure that I sit and I kind of like take them gently and tuck them forward because I don't want to lean on them or pull on them. And like, you know, when I'm sleeping, I'm sleeping with a husband pillow with like an extra pillow on both sides. That way there's some like cushioning. And, you know, I've gotten pretty good with like just lifting up the drains and the tubes a little bit, putting it like towards my stomach, and then like just tucking the pillow in gently, and then it keeps everything like in one place. But like I said, if you let them go too long, like even twice a day, one of the days wasn't enough, and there was like it was like half full, the drain. But like you're carrying that around, and because it's clipped onto my actual bra, it pulls the bra down from the weight. And, you know, by pulling the bra down, it's not so much the front where it's irritated, it's mostly the sides, because that's where the tape is to keep the drains attached to my skin. But when that gets pulled on, it's uncomfortable because, you know, I'm pulling on where the incisions are to, you know, to have the drain in place and where the tape is and stuff. So she made some adjustments yesterday and loosened it. So my bra is actually like looser. It's, you know, even buckled a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but it's even like buckled a little bit, but it's still tight enough. So yeah, so I have 2 on the one side, 2 on the other side. When the nurse came yesterday, so Barb has been changing out the drains for me since we got home from the hospital. And then when the nurse came, she asked if I wanted to do it. And I was ready to do that. It's like having ownership over and control over as much as you can have control over. You know, after I finished doing it, I felt like they're not as foreign to me because I now have control because I know how to empty them. So I put a towel around, or whoever puts a towel around my waistline. That way if something like spills or something, it doesn't spill on your clothes. And yeah, the tubing is long enough, so it's not like I'm stretching weird to empty them. But you do need another person because like once you squeeze it and put it in the cup, you've got to put the cup to the side. You know, there's just a lot of maneuvering around that it's hard to just do with one person. But when she came, yeah, I unclipped them from my bra, and, you know, I had the cup. I was the one to open the drain and squeeze it out. And even the sound of hearing the, like, that, like, squishy, like I can't make the sound, the squishy sound of it coming out, like when you're squeezing something out of something. Because I was making that sound, and I was making that sound happen from me being the one to drain them, gave me some ownership over all of it. It just made me feel more connected to the process, I guess, and that the process is like less foreign. And then I closed it up and like I put it all together, and I think I did like 1 on each side. And then I'm like, that's enough. I don't need to do all 4. I don't want to do all 4. It wasn't like a weird, like emotional moment, whatever. It's just, that's as much as I could do was 2 of them. And that was it. And even now from talking about it, like I'm like covered up with my shirt. which is why you need shirts with wider bottoms. Like the shirts I showed you in my fashion show, you know, the fact that they look really wide, but the drains are wide. You have like 4 containers that you're carrying on your body hanging from your bra. So you need to have a wider shirt in order to like cover them up. These shirts are kind of short, but I've been home and it's just me and Barb here, so I don't mind. When my son comes home later on, I'm not ready for him to see that. So I'm probably going to be sitting down anyway when he comes. Yeah, and like when I go out in public, you know, I could put a regular, like those pullovers that I have, those button down, like the black dress or something. But the reality is I'm going to look like this, and then the drains come in. It's going to go like this and then come back in. But right now it's about healing. It's not about what other people think at all. I don't give a crap. But as much as I say I don't give a crap, like, I don't want people staring. You know, I don't give a crap. I give a crap about me, and I don't want people staring. So that's the drains. So on Thursday, which will be just about a week from surgery, on Thursday I go in for a follow-up, and they'll take a look at, you know, the drains and what's going on and everything. And then they say after a week, most times they get rid of one of the pairs of drains, because like I said, I have 2 of them that aren't really releasing a lot of fluid at all. The rest of the drains would stay in for, in total, 2 or 3 weeks. Again, depending on what your output is like, that will determine when the drains are taken out. And I feel like when the drains are taken out, it's like a whole new ball game, because then you look more like a human and not like a human with freaking 4 sacks of bloody crap hanging from you. You know, I'll feel better about like going outside to walk, because like no one will know what's going on here. Right now I just look like a freakazoid, but whatever, it needs to be done. So all right, so that's the drain part. And then the visiting nurse, she came yesterday, originally, because yesterday was a Sunday. And I guess they didn't get the order for the visiting nurse to come until later on. It was like that morning or something. And they said someone would come out today. And I asked her, well, like if there's a cancellation or something opens up, can they just come today anyway? So I was glad it worked out that she came. She was super nice, you know, took my vitals. My blood pressure was a little bit high, not by much, but I wondered if it was just because like I'm back in my home, I'm in my comfy space, my blood pressure has been normal all this time. But you know, you get that white coat syndrome when you're in a doctor's office, and now it's like, you know, the doctor is coming to see me. So to me, it made sense that my blood pressure could be a little bit elevated. I'll take it again just to check. I do have my cuff here. My oxygen was fine, but she did ask me about, there was some plastic thingy they were supposed to send me home with, which they didn't, but it's basically just to help you with breathing and making sure that you're exercising your lungs, which I haven't been doing, like blatant breathing exercises, and I have to start doing that. So I don't need that apparatus to do that. She's like, it's just a matter of like sitting and taking like conscious breaths to make sure my lungs are like up to capacity, and working the way they should be working. And I should do that, like, I think she's like 5 times a day or something. And it's nothing, I mean, it literally is like take 5, you know, not super deep breaths, but deep enough breaths in and then slowly out, and just do that, you know, throughout the day. And that's an easy thing to do. It's just remembering to actually do it. And then, like I said, she did the drains with me. She checked my medication. She helped me also with understanding timing of when to take certain medications and like what works with what. I told her about the sensory stuff that's been going on. So I did make an adjustment to one of the meds, taking it earlier in the day. And then almost having like 2 breakfasts, because I still have the kidney stone stuff to deal with, and I'm on medication for that. But some of that medication won't mix well if I take the antibiotics at the same time. So I'm having like a little mini breakfast. Like this morning I had a cup of oat milk and a banana with some sun butter on it. And then after I'm done here, I'll have like a real breakfast. I'm gonna go to McDonald's. I don't like usually go to McDonald's to eat at all, but and intentionally order a coffee and something a little bit greasy to get like all of my body functions up and running. Because after surgery, like it takes a while for, you know, your bodily functions to be working. So, and then she took, yeah, so she unvelcroed my bra, and then she took pictures. She asked if I wanted to see them. And of course I was curious, but then I'm also very protective of myself with this process and not pushing myself too hard. I think I talked about like going to extremes. That's how I tend to run a lot. It's like all or nothing. And I'm working on not being that way. And yesterday was a good example of me not being that way, where I said to her, I did the drains and that was enough for me. I'm not ready to look at them. So I'm curious, but no, I don't want to see them. And you know, I feel weird when she's like, well, you know, Barb can take pictures. So like my friend is going to be looking at my mutant boobs, and they're healing well. Like she, you know, she said the scar that's there, you know, what to look out for, something looks wrong, you know, oozing or redness or swelling or whatever. And I can't see that looking down. Someone has to look like at me to see, because I can't see the stitches from here. But Barb would need to do that. And it's a vulnerable thing. I mean, even when the nurse had me like open and like, I'm just sitting there with my shirt open and my bra open, like exposed, you know, and it's a really vulnerable position to be in. And I feel very comfortable with Barb. I'm grateful that she feels comfortable with me that way too. Though I did like peek out of my eye, at the corner of my eye, to see her reaction looking at me. Like, I just don't want people looking at me like I'm a freak. Because yeah, like right now I don't have nipples. I certainly don't have an areola. It's gone. So it's enough looking at like alien boobs or Barbie boobs, whatever you want to call it, when you're looking at it like on a picture. But when you're looking at it in real life, I can't imagine what that's like, and I'm just not ready to look at that. So Barb will take those pictures. God bless her soul. I'm so grateful. I have to do gratitude today because there's so many things I'm grateful for. It's crazy. But she'll take the pictures. And then, like I do have some marks on me from like, even like the adhesive from the IV and stuff, you know, like I just feel dirty and I can't shower. But one of my goals today too, and she said also, is like on my torso, I have some discoloring from whatever they did to me during surgery, like markings even and stuff. So yesterday we worked on getting rid of some of them, but today I want to sit. That shower chair that my friend got me is like an awesome idea. It's come in handy for a million things already so far. I actually sit in that shower chair in my bathroom when we go do the drains. Like I could sit on my toilet, but you know, toilet seats shift and you don't want to be shifting around at all. The shower chair is like super stable. So I think that's definitely a must have with this procedure. And like if it gets dirty, you just wipe it and you're in your bathroom and it's stable because it has like rubber feet and stuff. I gotta tone down because I'm getting dry again. My throat's much better. Obviously, I'm able to talk longer. But yeah, she'll take pictures, and she had me attempt to close my bra when it was done. And while it was open even, and everyone's like staring at them, whatever, you know, I took the time to even like just touch a little bit. And that helped in one way because, you know, I do, it feels like it's numb. Like if you, had Novocaine on your lip or on your mouth or something when you're having dental work done. Like it feels like that kind of numbness. But I feel like that's not a matter of the artificial boob. It's a matter of I just had this major surgery done. And, it makes sense to me that that's what it would feel like. So I'm less like stuck with the fact that, oh, I can't feel, I don't have sensation. That's not where my head is at right now, because it's just too close to post-surgery to think of having any sort of normal feeling and stuff. But yeah, I looked at them and I touched a little bit, like just, gently touched around when I had the bra off, just to explore a little bit, make it less foreign, I guess. And then she asked me to Velcro it shut. And I said many times, like, I'm a math person. I'm not like artsy at all. And I can't even, when I started putting the Velcro closure, I mean, you could see like the Velcro is like this thick. She's like, start from the top and work your way down. But I just couldn't line it up to actually have it work. So she had to, she had to go and help me finish it, because I just couldn't. It's not like I wasn't, it's like I emotionally couldn't do it. I physically couldn't do it so that it lined up the way it's supposed to line up. But I think part of why I slept good last night too was having had all that manipulation, like doing the drains and touching my boobs and knowing like what's okay and not okay, and how this whole setup is here. Help me understand like how all the pieces are put together. So I know Barb's on the phone right now. Next time I got to make sure I vlog when she's on the phone, because I don't know if you can hear her conversation. Or I'll use my mic maybe next time. And now I'm distracted because I can hear her conversation. Sorry, I shouldn't finish because you can hear her. Anyway, so yeah, she closed me up. I couldn't finish it, but it made me feel more comfortable with myself. So I think that helped me get a better night's sleep last night, because I wasn't so scared that I was going to like break something or like squash something. There's also a thing about milking the tubes, which I was joking about when I read it in the book, but now I get, because I see it like, and she had me do it where you hold, it's a little bit less phallic as I explain now because I was doing it, but you do get like clunkier pieces. Like there was like not a clot, but like a piece of tissue, like blood, some sort of tissue, whatever, that was like more goopy, that wouldn't just flow out. That needs a little bit of help. So like, I take it as close as I can to where it's attached to me and pinch it, and then just like kind of push it along, and then pinch it again here, push it along, pinch it again, push it along. So whatever's stuck, you're just like bringing it down the tubing so it gets into the grenade itself, or the drain itself. All right, so since she's on the phone, I'm going to stop because I don't want you to overhear her whole like work conversation. But my gratitude, like yesterday, a friend brought food, and we ended up having it more for lunch. And then another friend asked, do you have dinner for tonight? And I'm watching more of what I'm eating to make sure I'm not eating binding foods, because I need like that whole system to get up and moving. But I'm not afraid to ask for what I want. Like as I've gotten older, like it might seem like it's a pain in the ass to say things, but I'm like, please don't bring me pasta and rice and like heavy carbs, because I don't normally eat a lot of, I'll eat rice, but like I don't normally eat a lot of carbs anyway, and I don't eat anything messing with my stomach as it is. So she brought over chicken with like mushrooms and peppers and zucchini and a bunch of different veggies, like roasted veggies. It was so, I mean, honestly, that's like the best meal I've had in like 4 or 5 days. It was so good. Like the chicken was moist. It was awesome. So grateful for my friends who like, think about asking, even though it's not on the sign up Genius or whatever, will still reach out and ask me like if I need something, whatever. So grateful for that. A lot of people picked up, I have masks that were picked up yesterday. A lot of people picked up things for me that were super sweet. Super grateful for, I wish I could get up and grab it for you. I'll need to do that tomorrow or something. If I was more mobile. You know what? I am mobile. Maybe I will grab it. Let's take a little trip and then we'll finish up our vlog. Because I'm not an invalid. I can move around. I was feeling dizzy, but I'm not feeling as dizzy. I'm going to unattach you from my tripod. And hopefully you won't see my drains because I don't want you to see those. But I'm going to take you on a little trip here because I want to show you a very special thing. The thing to note too is that whenever you get up, you use your abs and not your arms. So I feel like I'm going to have super six-pack when I'm done with all this. But somebody was watching my vlog, the one where I was talking about Barbie and like Barbie boobs and whatever, and talking about Barbies on stands. Oh, I left the stand there. But wait, I can get up. Because I'm not an invalid, and I'm not nearly in as much pain today as I have been. I'm not as dependent on taking the Oxy. I actually moved from every 4 hours to every 5 hours. Because I could. I'm telling you, man, when this thing is done, I'm going to have like rock hard abs and like a tight ass. So what I got was a doll stand. And then in the other part of the box was this. It's a Wonder Woman Barbie doll, which is so awesome. Like I look at her and like I look at her bag and it's so retro 70s perfect. And I was talking about Barbies. I mean, you can rewind. I'm not going to go through that whole thing, but I was talking about Barbies. And it's a Wonder Woman Barbie doll. And like she's got the lasso. She's got the head crown and stuff. And oh, it's just so perfect. It's just so perfect. I'm so, like, I don't want to tell my friends' names on these things because I try to keep them, you know, not private, whatever. I don't need, like, you to know every little ounce of everything. That's not what this is all about. I have to, like, dry shampoo my hair today, too, because this is, I need, like, better looking hair just to feel good and feel more normal. But yeah, I got the Barbie doll and I was just so happy. I am going to take it out of the box. And like even her legs, like she's on the go. Like, I don't know if you could see that. She's not just standing still, like she's on the go. Like she's got her cool, you know, her cool boots on and her arm bands and oh, that made me so happy. I'm going to open it up in a little bit and play with her. Just so happy. So grateful for, again, like the friends that I have that are doing stuff like that and buying things like that for me. And I'll turn it on myself for this one, even though I have a long list of things that I'm grateful for. But for me, I'm grateful that I have learned to have the ability to speak boldly for things that I need and want. That when something's too much, I say that it's too much. If if there's something that I can't eat, I'm not going to be afraid as to, well, am I going to hurt their feelings because I'm saying X, Y, and Z? You know, the only way to find out is if you ask. And most of the time, people are more than willing to help you, even with the requests that you think that you have that are above and beyond. Because if there's one thing I've learned with this whole process is the amount of people that have gone above and beyond to help in ways that are so unique that I never would have even thought of. And I'm sure I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff. Like I got 2 cards in the mail yesterday. One was from my friend who sent me that cancer mug that I took a picture of, and she wrote, I hope your new boobies are as awesome as you are. And it made me smile because she used the word boobies, which made it seem less like my breasts or whatever, you know, like it just made it seem like fun and like me. Yeah. So just very grateful for the people that have been like praying for me as I heal, and very grateful that I'm feeling like much more like myself today. So I'm going to stay with that mode and keep slowing down, do something with my hair today. I can't really like flat iron it or anything because I can't like reach to do that, but I can do what I can do. Eventually be able to take flattering pictures where my camera's up here, although it's not comfortable to hold it there too long, where I don't look like I'm weigh like 8,000 pounds, because you look at this and it's like, oh, she's so fat. But in real life, I'm really not. All right, that's what I got for you. So I'm going to stick with this as my day 4, my 40 whatever. You can keep track of that if you want to. I'll probably just put it down in the description, but for me, it's day 4. You know, times have turned, cancer's out, time to reset the clock at day 4. So I'll see you all tomorrow for day 5. Have a great day, everyone.